Congressman Eric Swalwell is joining us now. Congressman, thanks for your time. We're glad to have you here. It's good to see you. The president and his administration today going to great lengths to talk about how this is a Department of Justice operation, law enforcement that was supported by the Department of Defense, by the military. Legally speaking, do you believe this is within the DOJ's purview?
Absolutely not. Vladimir Putin has an arrest warrant, out for his conduct in Ukraine, and Donald Trump certainly is not going and arresting Vladimir Putin and invading that country and saying that we're going to run it without a plan. And of course, Donald Trump was always going to violate the Constitution and invade Venezuela. He's done the exact opposite of what he's promised he'd do since he took office. And that is frankly the biggest betrayal he's made as president. He promised he'd end all wars on day one. In 2 weeks, he's bombed Nigeria, Syria, and now Venezuela. He said he'd lower costs on day one, and then he put a tariff tax in place that has raised everyone's costs. And he said he'd release the Epstein files, and of course, he has buried them. So politicians break promises all the time. That happens, but almost none of them do the exact opposite of what got them elected, and that's what Donald Trump just did with this action in Venezuela.
We heard the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, saying at the press conference this morning that this, again, this is a paraphrase, I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially that people should take President Trump at his word, that if he says he's going to do it, in this case, he took action, he acted, he didn't just hold press conferences. And he says, and the president says this as well, that today's actions mean Americans are safer. You disagree with them?
Well, I do. And, I talk to Californians all over the state, and going into Venezuela and, quote, running that country ranks at about 200th on their priorities. They're not focused on Venezuela. They're focused on the cost in Ventura and Vallejo, the rent in Los Angeles, and the grocery prices in Pasadena. And they have no faith that Donald Trump can run a country. He couldn't run a casino, and now he's going to run a country in South America while we watch as he fails to run a country in North America. That doesn't add up, and neither does this whole concept that we're going to get the oil from Venezuela and that it will pay for itself, essentially. We heard that over 20 years ago from George Bush, that we'd get the oil from Iraq, and that cost us $3 trillion.
And as I noted at the top, we have seen mixed reactions as people kind of metabolize all of this, both from politicians but also from Americans. And we have seen real celebration from Americans who have ties to Venezuela or came from that part of the world. What do you say to them tonight?
Again, Maduro is a vicious, illegitimate dictator in a world with a lot of vicious, illegitimate dictators, like in North Korea, like in Russia. But what the president has done without going to Congress, and Congress, by the way, we're either going to be a check or a co-signer for the president. And right now it looks like this speaker wants to be a co-signer. And if you're not going to go to the Congress and he's not going to have a plan, all that does is cost us more. Again, we were promised costs would come down in America on day one. The president is 0 for 350, and he just added 30 million more people who are going to drain resources from a country that is already in quicksand as it relates to just getting by.
All right, Congressman Eric Swalwell, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks, Jess.